Yeah, the king of the casuals, international cannibals, born animals. UFC post 313. But first, this is King of the Casuals MMA podcast number 312. If we're keeping track of the full crew from the West Coast, and now also from the West Coast of me here in Michigan. Perhaps the most controversial of all casuals, Big Jake Casual, will be coming on shortly. Like when I say shortly, I mean 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Oh, forget it. How are you?
I'm doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm gonna turn your mic up. I can never hear you. So the thing is, before we move forward, we have to take a step back, and that was such a big card. Even though like half the world didn't get it, what happened? ESPN, I guess they don't want that contract.
Honestly, when they moved to ESPN, I was super excited for the UFC. You know, man, the biggest stage on TV for sports. And then, you got to buy ESPN Plus. You got to have 5 different apps to watch one thing. And then you still got to pay almost $100 for a pay-per-view on top of it. So I get what they're trying to do. And don't get me wrong, I'll support the sport that I love, but
Of course.
especially when we're doing a fight every other weekend.
Yeah.
And, you're spending what, $1,200 plus dollars a year.
Easy.
Pay-per-views plus your subscriptions not even added into that. So,
Right.
It just gets ridiculous. And then half the time, shit doesn't work. ESPN Plus is like, well, let's see if we can piss off as many people as possible today.
It makes no sense. I was smart and started to try and download the fight about 2:00 in the afternoon. I'm like, what? Why is this not letting me do it? So I went to my phone, went to settings, checked on the ESPN because it kept asking me for my local provider, which in this case would be Xfinity. I turned off everything, except 2 things. I turned off the local thing, turned it back on the TV, and suddenly I was able to buy it. But I don't think people figure that out till about 11:30 p.m. if they find out at all. Of course, now they get it for free.
Right. Yeah, I didn't have any issues this time around. But in the past, I mean, I'm one of those people that if I'm gonna watch it, the pay-per-view, which is most of the time, I buy it when I wake up in the morning on whatever day it's on. I just
so you have time to pivot and call an audible if something's screwy. I missed the days when it was I just had a UFC app and you just hit buy and you were good.
Yeah, man. Well, I remember that as well. I guess we're showing our age as fans.
It wasn't that long ago. I mean, no, it was only like, what, 5 years ago, maybe?
Back in the 2010s. No, honestly, I don't remember.
I think it was like 2017 or 18. It's something in there, but the either way, it all in all is a pretty good card. That poor guy got roofied.
Got roofied?
The guy's name's Roofy that threw that.
Oh yeah. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wheel kick. I know.
That was beautiful.
Right? Oh my god, beautiful. That guy's something. It
was so clean, set up with that fake left, drop the hands. I mean, it was perfect kick. It was great. It was one of my. My jaw dropped. I went, oh, that was so clean.
Right now, it's knockout of the year, clearly.
Yeah, I would say so. So I mean, we're a little early, but yeah, I would say
that's what I'd say right now.
No doubt about it in my mind.
I mean, I'd put it up there with Joaquin Buckley throwing his spinning back kick while having the other foot being held.
I mean, that in my mind, that one's more of like like a freak thing.
Yeah.
So it's a little
didn't
tougher
plan
to say
that.
it's up there with it. No, he definitely, but like
It was
he
pretty
set
good.
this up
Athleticism.
like, oh my god, yeah. I mean, look at Joaquin Buckley. He's a
Yeah, he's
freak,
insane.
a little freak of nature. That guy.
I think he could beat Bilal Muhammad actually, or give him a good run for his money because he's a pretty strong dude. And I know he's not the wrestler that Bilal Muhammad is. He can
I'm
wrestle
not.
and he's strong.
I forgot Bilal Muhammad even
What's his
existed.
name again? Yeah, I know.
Couldn't.
Well, he's as unpopular as a champ as our current very controversial champ of Magomed Ankalaev is.
I wouldn't say it was controversial at all.
Well, you and I may not, but there's a lot of people who thought that. I had Pereira winning 1 and 5. I wasn't sure who won 3, and Uncle Live clearly won 2 and 4. So
I had Uncle Live winning 2, 3, and 4 pretty handedly, and honestly, yeah.
He definitely didn't win 5, and the judge. I think did all 3 judges have him? No, one judge had him winning.
One judge had him winning
5.
Yeah,
he did not win 5. Like I promise, I know the sport. I thought it was obvious. It wasn't.
Your name is King Casual.
Yeah, that's ironic as a joke. So, it was not close in the 5th round. I mean, he had him in trouble. He hurt him. Had him going backwards for the first time in the fight, which was really why I think.
Yeah, but it wasn't the entirety of the round, though, right? It was back and forth.
Most of it.
I don't know. Did you rewatch
it? He landed a head kick, and he landed a couple of really good Pereira rights. He couldn't land that left hook all night, though.
Just Uncle Live had a game plan. It was keep him backing up.
Yeah.
Keep him off of him. And honestly, I mean, Pereira came out strong with those leg kicks, those little calf kicks, and then started, I mean, being able to land those and back up and then also protect himself, especially after he got clipped and hurt.
Those things surprised me.
Those things went, it didn't surprise me. Are you kidding me? Izzy almost put him out. Why couldn't Uncle Live, who's a much bigger dude with more power?
It's hard for me to take him seriously, period. Just by the way he behaves, by the way he looks. He's come on. He's an Ewok. I'm sorry. I hope it's Ali Abdelaziz that's running his social media accounts, because those guys are supposed to be humble, right?
Yeah, I don't think he runs that, honestly. I don't.
I mean, really, Ali Abdelaziz is supposed to be humble too, because he's the same type of Muslim. Fiziev is a different kind of Muslim, actually, than those guys are. But we're not going to get into the religious part. I just think those Dagestanis are pretty hypocritical at times. Could be not so much. He was humble for the most part. So, yeah. But the rest of them are really cocky. So there's going to be a rematch.
There's a difference between confidence and cockiness. Right?
Yeah.
Like Islam Makhachev has all the reason in the world to be confident. Right?
He does. No, he does not. If you had his face, you couldn't be that confident. He looks like dumb face all the time. Drool.
Yeah.
A little bit.
I hear you. I get what you're saying. I'm just saying.
I'm having a little fun. I'm having fun.
I get what you're saying. I do. But he is also phenomenal. I mean, he's better than Khabib in my mind by a long shot.
He's definitely a better striker than Khabib ever was.
Yeah.
He's a better jiu-jitsu player, that part of grappling. I don't think he's a better wrestler than Khabib was.
I think his takedown setups are better than Khabib's. His penetration on his shots is much better than Khabib's. And his defensive wrestling, in my opinion, is better than Khabib's as well.
Yeah, is there going to be a rematch between Pereira and Ankalaev? And if so, what does Pereira need to do to shore up what he didn't do right? He certainly did well with not getting taken down, but the problem was you need to get out of that clinch.
Yeah, I mean, one, yes, there will be an immediate rematch between the two if Pereira wants it. Honestly,
I'd be shocked if he doesn't want it. I mean, what,
he could want to just go straight to heavyweight and see what he can do there.
Can he do well there?
Can he do well?
I mean, I know he can do well anywhere because the guy's a killer, but his frame is heavyweight frame, but
Yeah,
I'm just
but he'd have to actually put on weight.
right.
Um, and two, I mean, he was kind of exposed, in my opinion, against Ankalaev about subduing his striking and his power a bit while backing up, right? And if you're going up against some of those guys in the heavyweight division, those guys come at you. They don't, I mean, they're just coming at you the whole time. So, I mean,
Yeah,
you look at gosh,
Derek
name
Lewis. If Derek Lewis is one punch, if he hits you, you're good night.
Curtis Blades. I mean, Tom
Yeah.
Aspinall.
Well, Tom
I
Aspinall to
mean,
me might be the best.
Volkov. I mean,
Volkov has very much had a good comeback.
I mean, honestly, the thing I think that kind of set him in a weird tizzy was when he got knocked out by
Derek,
Derek Lewis at the last second. That kind of threw him through some stuff, but the
I
guy's
imagine it
phenomenal. His
would.
striking is great. His cardio for heavyweight's phenomenal.
Yeah. Well, he's a
I
thin
think,
guy.
yeah, I think
What is
Volkov's
he?
great.
6'7"?
He's giant, yeah.
He-
But
you know,
I don't think Pereira does as well as what everybody thinks he's going to do at heavyweight in the UFC.
I don't
However,
either.
he's got the name and he's a double champ, and he'd probably get some high profile fight right away. And if for whatever reason he was able to win it, he'd probably get thrown in there for the title conversation just because of that. Pereira Ankalaev, I think that's an immediate rematch if Pereira wants it. It was because of the decision. Yeah, I think it goes right back. But
Yeah.
unless Pereira can figure out a way to circle out of that constant forward pressure by Ankalaev and continually land those leg strikes, I mean, that's his bread and butter, right? Continue to land those leg strikes and then be able to. The big thing is, though, I don't think he's used to fighting guys that have similar reach to him
Yeah.
in a lot of his
He's got
fights.
longer arms. He's by 3 inches.
Yeah, but Ankalaev does a really good job of taking that one step in and being able to be in range once he kind of finds that.
What
So it's
surprised me was that Uncle Ive had faster hands.
well, I think
In
it's
that
because
in that night.
He had Pereira backing up, so
Yeah,
it changes the way in which you fight every time
of
you're
course.
continuously backing up. So I don't know if he necessarily has the overall faster hands. I think he
It
did
looked
in that
like it to
moment in
me that
time.
night,
Yeah,
but I think you're right. I think you're right. He may not.
yeah. I would watch it. I'd watch it again. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
I
I
wasn't
was
rooting for Ankalaev, but at the same time, like I have a really big problem right now with the champions in the UFC, just because I don't think. I mean, I don't. There's not one that I root for other than Tom Aspinall.
I
There's
re-
not, and
I like Potan. He became very likable quickly for me.
and no offense to him, but he does. I mean, he can't even speak English.
That's what
He's
makes it
not.
so cool, though.
No,
And
it's not.
Uncle Ive
It
can't
makes
speak
him.
English.
I get it. I get it. And other than watching the two of them fight again, I couldn't care if I ever watched Uncle Ive fight again. To be honest, I don't care about him.
No,
I'm
that is their problem. See, Uncle Ive is Poetan has this mysticism about him. He's got the whole. He looks cool. He knocks people out dead. He is Shama. He's got a brand, I guess I'd say. Uncle Ive. We all remember. I think most people remember him crying when he got a draw with Jan Blachowicz, a fight in which I believed he lost.
actually. I thought
And
Jan won.
Blachowicz kicked the shit out of his leg. What if I have an idea? We're gonna call Pereira's. We're gonna call what's Pereira's coach's name again? That was champ. Glover Teixeira.
Mm-hmm.
What if Pereira is lifetime kickboxer? What if he switched to southpaw? It would change it would change the entire dynamic of that leg kick. It would change the entire dynamic of being open for that left front from Uncle Ive's left hand. because he would have his right hand to parry it with.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.